Hey everybody, it's George Wooden again from BW Unlimited Charity Fundraising, North America's charity fundraising one-stop shop in a convenient setting. Check out our website at www.bwunlimited.com, bwunlimited.com. Today, I want to talk to you about donations. Now, when I'm talking about donations, I'm not talking about donated money. I'm talking about donated stuff as a whole. Donated stuff as a whole. Donated items. Now, we've done a lot of events recently. Within the past 2-3 weeks, we've been not only doing events all over the country, but we've also been planning, managing, and hosting with our services contract events within the Delmarva region. That's Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. Today, in fact, I'm going to meet with Texas Exodus from the University of Texas, and then later on in the day, I'm meeting with the Maryland State Police Alumni Association. We're starting off some great planning of their events. So, when I'm talking about donated items, I'm talking about like the things you see on the silent auction and all that other stuff. Now, I have seen my fair share of chiropractic gift certificates, teeth whitening, Botox, gift certificates, and gift baskets. I've seen a lot of them because everybody goes after the same thing. Now, I have been preaching about, donated items and where they're best used in raffles and everything else. But today we're going to talk about how to strategically get great donations. Everybody's the questions I always get are, how do you get donations? How do you go after and get them? Well, honestly, you should make a game of it. But before you even start out looking for donations, sit back, talk to your committee. We've talked about the importance of building a committee. Sit back and talk to your committee about the donations they want to get. Talk about it. Talk about what would be great, what we can get, what we can't get, and the reality of donated items that are out there. Now, everybody, we're going to talk in the beginning, everybody always wants to say, oh, we're going to get a car donated, or we're going to get a Harley Davidson donated. I'm telling you here and now, folks, it's not happening. Get that off your board. Get that off the plate. It doesn't happen. Unless you can get one of those things at cost. You get it at cost, and then you got to start at a reserve. So, in the beginning stages, when you're talking about going and getting donations, understand that you are against 104 million charities. The businesses out there are getting bombarded with donation requests. Everybody's coming in asking for donations. If you're smart, you will understand what it takes to get these great donations. Identify them. Talk about it. Okay, vacations, great things like that. Talk about gift baskets. Make your gift baskets big, grandiose, so that they draw a lot of attention. Now, I'm a firm believer in, I always say, to my committees, to our charities that we're working with, hey, let's talk about donations. Okay, get ready to write this down. Large or small, we'll take it all. But in reality, that's great, but I've done that, and I have seen some crazy things. Recently, one of our charities went out and got a grill, but when I saw the grill, it was dented. It was awful. Now, the reality of the donations is this. You've got to walk in. When you walk in, understand that most of these companies have been bombarded by charities or by fundraisers looking for donations. Now, I'm going to talk to you about a recent meeting I had with Buffalo Wild Wings and one of our charities. Now, I specifically brought in the marketing manager from Buffalo Wild Wings to one of my charities, and I asked the representative from Buffalo Wild Wings to talk to my client who was also asking him for a sponsorship. We must have talked for 45 minutes, and we were talking about drivers, what the charity can do for the business to drive people into the business, and that's where their donation is going to be determined. Now, at about the 45-minute mark, I stopped both of them and I said to my client, what has not been discussed here? And he said, I don't know. I said, the mission. We have not talked about where the money is going, why you're raising money. Because in reality, you have to understand, for businesses, it's all about marketing. The bigger your event is, the more people that are there, the more people are going to see their brand. That's when they will invest. Okay? So, when you're talking about getting donations, understand that you're going to go out and you're against a lot of people. So you need to put together some type of package. Walk in the door with a donation request letter with your EIN, your tax ID number. Walk in there. Have that prepared. It'll put you a step above the rest instead of just people walking in and saying, can I have something? Now, also, when you walk into the business, Have it in mind what you want, not what they're going to give you, what you want. Because if you don't tell them what you want, they're going to give you some junky thing off the side. If you ask them, could you please donate a really nice grill or whatever, walk in there and ask them for what you want. And they can only say no, or they can give you something less. Still take the less than, but know what you're going in for. Because good donations are what is going to determine the amount of money you make in your event. Now remember, donations are only bringing about an eighth to a half of retail in any silent or live auction. We've talked about that in other video blogs. The better the stuff is, the higher your bid's going to go, the more your return is going to be. So don't just take junk, because honestly, we're seeing some crazy stuff out there. Now understand that gift certificates are not going to bring anything on a silent or live auction. They're going to bring about a half, maybe 3/4 of retail. Nobody's going to pay for it. We talked about the best use of those. Now understand that the items in your silent or live auction are going to pull money. Now, have good stuff. We're talking about having good stuff. Come off with that list. Come off with a strategic planning list on what you're going to have. Now, at the same time, we also talk about no-risk auction items. We talk about, having really good things, but do you have to pay for them? We've talked about that in other video blogs. Like, for instance, I'm going to give you for instance. This is a Reggie Jackson signed and inscribed baseball bat. Hall of Fame 98. It's backwards, but that's Reggie's autograph. And as you can see, there's a sticker on there. It's authenticated. Now, this is a high-profile item. Behind me is a Joe Flacco autographed helmet. I'm trying to get this back to sit still. Joe Flacco, quarterback of the Ravens, that's an autographed helmet. You can get these items sponsored or underwritten. If you ask us, we'll put together an underwriting catalog for you, and you can take them out and get them sponsored. Now, the cool thing is let's just say this Reggie Jackson bat, $200. It's really not the cost, but I'm just going to guess. $200. Somebody sponsors it, gives you $200. It sells for $500. You keep $500. If it doesn't sell, nobody bids on it, you still keep the $200 sponsor money, and then we take the item back. Now, you get really great items now. You have to understand, really great items get you a lot of money, not just the norm. Remember, when you're talking about donations, think about how those, if you wouldn't pay a lot for that, in reality, you wouldn't pay a lot for it, neither are the people that come into your event. Remember, here's the important thing. When you're talking about your event, local people from your area that you live in and you're hosting your event in, going to a local event that you're hosting your event with stuff or items donated by local businesses. If they really want that stuff, they would go get it themselves. So they're not going to pay a lot. Everybody wants to come home and say, honey, look, I got this thing for 50% off or whatever. That's what everybody's looking for a deal. So when you're going out and getting donations, be strategic. Know what you're going in for. Ask the business what you want instead of letting them pick something. Because believe me when I tell you, they're going to pick something less than. You don't want less than. So that's today's video blog. I appreciate you watching. Check out our website at www.bwunlimited.com. Give us a call. Email me, george@bwunlimited.com. We'd love to help you plan, manage, and host your next event or provide you items, so a lot of our great no-risk auction items. If not, I wish you the best of luck. Please share, let your friends know about this, and because we're helping charities all over North America. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.